This is our power clamp electric drum rotator. It handles drums which are steel, plastic and fiberboard of all sizes. First of all, we push it forwards until the gripping pads are around the outside of the drum. It's important the centre of the pads is in the centre of the drum, so we're gripping very centrally. I'm happy there, I'm going to press clamp. Clamp the drum until it's in the green. We have a pressure gauge on the back panel. Can then lift it up. As we lift the load, we have a light here telling us that the unclamp is disabled. So if we try to unclamp the drum now, it won't fall out of the head. So the drum is very secure and can't go anywhere. Continue to lift. I'm going to push the unit forwards until I get to the vessel. I'm going to have a rotate function on the rear panel. Once the drum's empty, we can pull the unit backwards. Just going to rotate it back. This unit rotates to 142 degrees forwards. Rotate it backwards. And lower it down. We'll now get another drum and tip that into the vessel. We now have an open top Mauser drum. Push the unit forwards and again line up the pads. Checking them in the middle of the drum, nice and central. Clamp up the drum. It's important to clamp the drum until the gauge on the back panel is in the green section. And we also just want to check that it looks well gripped and not going to slide out of the head at all. So we're in the green here. I'm going to clamp a little bit more. I'm going to lift the drum. I'm going to begin to move it forwards towards the vessel. And move it forwards, then I'm going to rotate into the vessel. Bring the unit back. As I said, this drum handler can handle many different drum types, steel, plastic and fiberboard drums, from as small as 50 litres all the way up to 220 litres, like this drum here. We're now looking at the rear control panel. First of all, we take our key, put it into the unit and switch it on. We know the unit is on because the power gauge illuminates. The functions of the unit, we have lift and lower on the left hand side, lift and lower. We then in the centre have our clamp button. We want to hold this clamp button until this pressure gauge goes into the green segment. This means we have adequate clamp pressure to clamp the drum. When we want to unclamp the unit, we have to hold two buttons at the same time. Unclamp and unclamp. It's important to hold the unclamp buttons until the gauge goes down to the 0 position. This means there's no pressure in the clamp circuit. When we're tipping drums, we have rotation controls, forward tipping and return. We have a light here which illuminates when the drum is raised. This light indicates that the unclamp function has been disabled. We have an emergency stop button. Press this down to cut all functions to the unit. Lift it up to reset the unit. The unit is charged by the mains by a plug socket on the right hand side. It's important to keep the batteries topped up and in a charged state when not in use.